Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie and welcome to a weekday reading vlog. Most days after work, I am feeling really lazy and really tired. So whenever I do these types of videos where I'm sort of like monitoring and not technically challenging myself, but it feels like a motivational challenge, I get so much more read during the week, and so that's the goal. I want to read a lot, but no pressure. You know what I mean? We're just gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. And at the end of every day, I'll go over how many pages I read, statistic, things like that, just because that's kind of fun for the nerd in me. I don't know everything that I'll be reading this week, but I know that now, like right now, I'm gonna start this book, The Insatiable Volt Sisters. It is after work, so let's see how much I can read of this book tonight. Oh, it smells delicious. I made the mistake of going on my phone for like 1 minute. I think I just lost an hour of time. But I did get to chapter 8. I made it to page 130. I feel like that's a pretty good dent for after work. I'm very proud of myself. Let me tell you a little bit about this book and how I'm feeling towards it. This is a book about sisters, which I love. They were very close at one point. They're half sisters. They grew up on this island, and this island is very, very mysterious. They keep saying you have to feed it and like it's hungry and that sort of thing. Also, women on this island tend to go missing, and it's always like young women who are depressed. They end up like jumping off the cliff or going missing. One of the sisters' mothers actually went missing, and they, I guess, just assume she is dead. We do have a couple different timelines. We also have a bunch of point of views. I don't know what's going on, and that's the part that's very intriguing. The past timeline is back in the 80s when the girls are 14 and 16, and I think some shit goes down. As much as I'm intrigued about this island and this family who seem to be a part of the island's lineage, like their ancestors are the ones who are in charge. I really don't get what's going on, and that's the part that's really making me want to read more. That being said, this is pretty fucking slow. Like, it's not boring, it's not frustrating, it's very moody and atmospheric. So if you are an atmosphere over plot girly, maybe check this book out, because I'm on page 130 and really nothing much has happened. I think it's gonna be one of those like slow burn books though, where the work you put into the book really pays off, or at least I'm hoping. Otherwise it's gonna be kind of like Hi, welcome to Tuesday. It is after work. I'm ready to read. I'm a little scared though because Grant got a fever in the night. He tested for COVID and he's positive. And I'm positive I'm gonna get it too. Right now I only have a little bit of a sore throat, but I feel fine otherwise. Hopefully I don't get it. We'll see. And oh God, of course this would happen right now. I'd love to finish this tonight, but I think I have 320 pages left, so we'll see about that. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay, no one is allowed to make fun of my appearance. I feel like crap. I ended up falling asleep, so I'm gonna get back to it, but I'm definitely sick. I got an at-home test, so I will take it tomorrow, but I might be down for the count. Hopefully it gets out of my system before my plane ride on Sunday. I got a little into chapter 16. I'm on page 260, so I read another 130 pages, which I'm very happy with because I took a nap. Like, what? I did find the audiobook of this, so I'm hoping to finish it while working tomorrow, and then I can move on to another book. As for what I'm enjoying, there have been some developments, and while what's happening is interesting, I feel like conceptually it's interesting, but it's still so slow. And I'm now 260 pages in, and it's like, I don't know, I need something more. I feel like we're skipping around in time and in point of views and in narration so much that I feel like I'm not getting too deep into any one character or into any one plot line. So I feel a little surface level, even though like what's happening is pretty cool. So maybe in the end it'll pick up, but right now it's looking like a 3.5. Nothing wrong with that. And I feel like this is a book I would definitely want to reread when I'm not feeling bad. Maybe an audiobook version, because it is kind of a commitment for something I'm not getting too much out of right now. Anyway, hopefully I feel better tomorrow. I really think it's just gonna go downhill, but you never know. All right, y'all, happy hump day. I finished with work, and while I was working, I did finish The Insatiable Volt Sisters. I was able to listen to the audiobook, and honestly, this was a big ass disappointment. It's a weird disappointment because it did get as eerie and as monstrous as the synopsis says on the back, but even then, it just didn't hit me hard. It just fell so flat for me, and and I think it is because you couldn't get that deep into the characters or even their relationships. Like, there's complete characters in here. What are they there for? What the heck? There are some basic ass side romances that made no sense. They were completely not even two-dimensional. They were one-dimensional. They were like negative dimensional. I think the coolest character in here was BB, probably because she got the most character. She was the most unlikable. She made horrible decisions. She was selfish and angry, and therefore she had more personality than anyone else. But it was a pain in the ass listening to her talk and being in her head because she was a piece of work. Let me tell you. That's such a bummer because this was a 5-star prediction. I was so sure. Like, the amount of rave reviews on the back of this from authors that I guess I've only loved Paul Tremblay back here, but he gave such a rave review. He said, weird and exhilarating and funny and sad and disturbing and scary and poignant and righteous, and I could go on. I don't agree, Mr. Tremblay. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on. I'll probably give it a 3-star because there were definitely good things in there, but yeah, fell flat for me. So I'm gonna move on. Let's go. I think I'm going to start Powerless. This is a YA fantasy romance, and the thing is, I'm sure this is gonna be a 3-star too, but I feel like it's gonna be more fun. This is supposed to be heavier on the romance for romance fantasy, romantasy, and I feel like I could use some good romance. This is like a forbidden love trope. Let me tell you what this is about. Our main character's name is Payden, and she has no powers. In this fantasy world or land or whatever, if you don't have powers, you're either exiled or maybe even killed, I don't know. So she's pretending to have powers, she's pretending to be a psychic, and one day she ends up accidentally saving this dude, and he's the prince. As a reward for her bravery, she's thrown into some sort of competition, and it's some big honor where people can like show off their powers, but this bitch doesn't have any. And to make things more complicated, she's falling in love with this prince, but it's his job to get rid of the powerless. As for my health, my throat is killing me, but I don't have a fever and I feel fine, so that's good. I did take a COVID test yesterday and it was negative. I think I have it, but you never know. Maybe I just have a random sore throat while my husband and all of our friends that went to karaoke the other night has COVID. It could happen. I'm so sorry for my appearance. I refuse to wear makeup or do my hair when I'm not feeling well. Also, it sounds like my voice is getting worse, so great. I ended up getting 114 pages in. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. This is fun. This is so Hunger Games though. Like, it's almost like a total ripoff. I'm not gonna say that because I think the fantasy element in this is very cool. The main dude, the prince, his power is to be able to identify power and then he can sort of absorb it and use it. I didn't realize they were gonna meet so early on. It was just in the first few chapters. She pickpockets him, but obviously the prince, he didn't feel anything from her. Anyway, she has been called into the competition. She's already at the palace or whatever, and it sort of feels a little bit like Throne of Glass meets the Hunger Games because they have to go into like interviews to get votes from the people, and they have to dress up, and then they have training. That part I don't really like. I think I am one of a few people who like just thought the Hunger Games was okay. Don't hate me. I just don't think I like dystopian, which is why the fantasy parts of this are calling to me more than like the competition and the class system, the government, that sort of thing. The reason though that I didn't read any more than 114 pages is because I got this phone app. It's a game I got. It's called Township, and you're in charge of this town. You have animals that you get products from, and you have to feed them. So you have to grow plants to feed the animals, and then the products make the things. You make a whole town, you have to have people. It's a full-time job, okay? And I am obsessed with it right now. After every chapter, I was going back in as a little reward for reading, and I was playing. So then I started playing Animal Crossing. I think my gaming era has commenced. So I think for the rest of the night, I'm just gonna play my little games like the little nerd I am. I might try to see if I can snag the audiobook for this so that I can listen to it while I'm working tomorrow, if it's a slow day again, because this so far, even though it's cheesy, okay, and it feels a little bit like a ripoff, it's entertaining. It really is. It's very quick to read, easy to read. There's already insta love between these two people, and although that is annoying, like I'm not that invested that it's insulting, so I'm just gonna have fun with this. I do know this is the first in a series, so there's probably gonna be a big revelation that the king is evil and they're gonna topple the government, stuff like that. I don't care about that. I care about the cool powers that everyone has, the friendships that she's gonna make, and if she gets it on with this prince. That's what I care about. All right, guys, welcome to Thursday. I sound lovely. I look even lovelier. And you know what? I actually don't feel that bad. I took another COVID test. It's negative. So maybe I just got the cold and my husband somehow got COVID. I don't know how accurate that is, but whatever. I'm not going to question it. I'm going to question how low I can go with my voice. Wow. Hello. It's me. I did get to chapter 20, about 170 pages into this book on my lunch break, and it's pretty cringe. I don't know, just the conversations and interactions between the love interest is like, oh, it's almost not enjoyable. It's funny enough that I can pass it by, but there's absolutely no way I'm going to love this book. I really don't feel it. And so I'm wondering if I should just stop reading it before it gets frustrating, because right now it's just fun. It's fun to read. It's like a silly, over dramatic, almost like a spoof of the interactions that these two have. If a guy whispered in my ear things like this, not even hot things, it's just like,
you're just full of surprises,
things like that. I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put a little dog ear in here. Let's see what else I should start now. You know what I've had for a while and I've been wanting to read? Acts of Desperation by Nolan. This is supposed to be an anti-romance about like a toxic relationship. I think just this girl that's gonna, I don't know, she's gonna be going through it. And I love those stories, I really do, because it's such a universal thing. We all have those relationships at some point in our life, whether romantic or familial or workplace or friendships, and it skewers me. It's about the seductive destruction of trying to find self-worth in the gaze of another. The front of the cover, like, it's not even the first page, it's just this devastating couple of paragraphs. Let me just read you a sentence. How could it be true that a woman like me could need a man's love to feel like a person, to feel that I was worthy of life? Oh, I'm gonna be feeling things for this girl. Like, oh, I wish I could just slap her silly before this happens. But you know what? You gotta learn these lessons for yourself. I feel like this is gonna be a mix of Tell Me Lies by Carola Lovering. This was about a toxic relationship and the guy was a sociopath. And so it was just painful watching this girl just give all of herself and make dumb decisions just for this guy. And in that way, I think it's gonna give us season 2 of Euphoria, Cassie's sort of energy, that sort of desperation and, oh, acts of desperation. Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna stop talking, I'm gonna start reading. And also in between my chapters, I'm gonna check in on my farm. Y'all, oh my God, my voice. I just read this entire book in one sitting and it was very interesting, and I'm so sorry about my voice. Oh my God, this is so gross. I feel like the pace at which I read this and like how affected emotionally I was by this book, I have to give it 5 stars, which is crazy. It's crazy for a couple reasons, just because I wasn't expecting like a 5-star read today. I had expected to really enjoy this book, but also this isn't a book I would ever recommend. First of all, if you want to read this book, definitely look at the trigger warnings, because like, wow. But it was so crazy because there were moments I literally started crying because like things really hit in a place that I don't even want to talk about. But then at other times this character was so unlike me that I was like, what are you doing? And it was just supremely sad, just what the humans will do. I don't know. I think the thing that made it all so easily bingeable and also evoking so much emotion is the way it was written. It's written so well. It felt so personal. It felt like a diary. I don't really know what else to say. Just that it makes me so sad at what humans will do to each other and also what we do to ourselves when we're in pain. It's just sad. But I'm happy it's a 5-star. Like, look at that. I think the last 2 months I've only had 3 stars, and that's like the first non-3.5 star, so that's good. I'm trying to talk so like in an upper register so I'm not croaking like Miley Cyrus. God bless Miley Cyrus. I love her. Hi. Hi, welcome to Friday. We made it to the end of the work week. I'm feeling so much better. COVID test is still negative, so I think I might be in the clear. I am so happy with what I've read this week. Like, I've read over 100 pages every single day, and yesterday I finished a whole book. So I'm feeling pretty good, and I want to go out feeling just as good. So because I am a completionist, I think I want to read more of Powerless today. I have a lot to do before my flight on Sunday night. I need to pack. I need to clean the house. So I do have the audiobook and I'm going to be listening. And since I'm already in it, I think it's going to be like easy to listen to. It's an easy plot. And because I had such a great experience yesterday with a 5-star read, I'm not going to be upset if I get another 3-star, maybe even a 2-star. What I really want though is I want to get a little more attached to this romance. I want to believe it more. I want more stakes. Anyway, I'm going to start listening and start cleaning, and it's going to be a productive afternoon. Let's go. All right, y'all, it is nighttime and I have been listening to Powerless for several hours now. And I've only read 163 pages and I still have like that same amount to finish. It's actually pretty small text on the actual pages, so that's making me feel a little better. But I swear to God, I feel like I read, when I finally stopped my audiobook and went to go see what page I was on, I could have sworn I was at the very end and I still have like over 150 pages left of the book and I just can't do it. I'm DNFing this. It's not my favorite and it stopped being fun very quickly, but it was something easy to listen to, and if I hadn't been filming this video, I definitely wouldn't have continued. But it is so fun to like challenge myself to read for like a page count sort of challenge, and so I find that this vlog was very successful. I feel like I did very well. These are my stats. I definitely read the most yesterday. 279 pages I read after work. I never do that, and so I'm very happy with this. I'll definitely be doing it again. For those of you that just skipped to right here, I finished, oh shoot, I have to like do a thumbnail. I'll do it tomorrow. These are the books that I read, well, attempted to read. I read the Insatiable Volt Sisters and I gave it 3 stars. Then I finished Acts of Desperation, 5 stars, and Powerless. I have DNF'd this. If you do love The Hunger Games or even Divergent, there was a little hint of, and the first Throne of Glass book, but you like that courtly kind of fantasy, it's very romance heavy, but also like they're really not giving us much, but they're giving us a lot of cringe, and oh no. If I had to listen to him say Ocean Eyes one more fucking time, I was gonna lose it. I really was. Anyway, if you read any of these books, also, I'm sorry if you like this book and I just shat on it. It's just personal preference of mine, certain things that really bug me. I can completely understand why someone would like this. Like I said, if you love romance, if you like a competition, if you love an underdog fighting the man in a YA fantasy setting, then yeah, I can definitely see why you'd like this. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna stop defending myself here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my god-awful voice and my non-makeup pimply ass face for this whole week. It definitely made this sickish week way better for me. Wish me luck on my flight. I'm kind of scared. I've never flown on an airplane by myself before, but definitely follow me on Instagram because I'll probably be more active on stories because I'm like actually doing something. And I'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to be pre-filmed. Goodbye.